What's up, live? What's up, live? Oh my God, live. What's up, man? I got a guest tonight. Man, I'm gonna let some people get on in right quick. Hit my people up and say I'm on live. If you see it, send it to somebody. We're talking about hiring today, man. One of the things I struggle with. So I'm glad that this is a good topic. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing going. So right now, I got a guy coming up, Michael Wilkins, and I worked with him before, and let me bring him on up, man. Let me get him on up, so he can come on and speak about his own self. But hey, Michael, how you doing?
And everybody on, glad to see you all. I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
All right, Michael Wilkins. All right, now what? First thing first is, man, where do we meet, man? Where do we meet?
Well, you had put in of course, we both are in the CBN group, and I remember you putting in the CBN group. Do we have anyone in Columbus, Mississippi? We have an opportunity for you. So that's exactly where I live. I was like, okay, this could be good. And the good part about that was I was just starting my cleaning business, so I think I had a few small clients. I was like, okay, this could be great. So then we touched bases, and if you remember, it was at post-construction cleaning at Walmart. And if you remember, I was supposed to tell this story. It was supposed to be a daytime. It was going to be 8 to 4. We were going to have workers there post-construction Walmart. And then if you remember, all of a sudden they changed it to night shift.
Yeah.
People for night shift. I was scared. And I told you, man, I don't think this is going to work, because I had some people who were saying they can only work daytime. So that almost actually ended the deal. But I kept looking, I kept talking to people. And finally, I got some people that were able to work night shift. And that's how me and you I was able to subcontract under you. You paid me on time. Everything was good. So I appreciate that. And that actually gave me the confidence, to be honest with you, that I can be successful in this business. So I appreciate it.
Let me.
Woof, woof, woof. I hear
that. Let the dog come outside. Yeah, the dog got that barking. So hold on, let me let this go. But no. All right, there we go. You let them back in the house. Yeah, that's my neighbor. So okay, so you said go on, get back into that, because we did the post construction clean, right?
Right.
And it was a daytime job, and it switched over to the nighttime, right? And so you was worried because you didn't know if you had somebody to do it. It was 40 hours a week. And I'm gonna tell you something. This was my first time ever having to have people to work outside of my area like that. So I had gotten,
you was nervous too. You were like, man.
I had gotten honestly, we just gonna talk a little bit before we get into it, just to kind of kick it to see before we get some more people on the line before we get on into what we're talking about. But no, seriously, that was my first time actually being able to branch out and use subcontractors outside of my local area. And I think they gave me 4 Walmarts, right? And 2 of them was in close to your area. I had 2 of them in my area, and I had to staff it 40 hours a week, and I need 2 people there, right? And so when I put that in the group, I said I'd have an opportunity, and you called back, and I was another guy called back, and me and you end up going, man. And one of the things about you, man, that I really do want to say, man, I did not have a problem with you. You're one of the only persons that I work with. I've never worked with people out of state that I subbed out a building to you, and I didn't have not one issue. You didn't call for nothing. Nobody called out. You didn't call me for no reason. That was the smoothest time ever. And I asked you, man, how did you get people to work? Because first of all, it was in the daytime, and then they switched it in the nighttime. And I thought you had already been running. The way you handled the business, it seemed like you had already been running the company for a while. I did not know that was your first time. So see, that's one thing too. That's one thing too that I didn't know. You sure didn't. You had your cards right on that one. And so that's great that we actually talked about this. So when you reached out and you was like, hey man, I want to get on and I want to talk about something, I was like, hey, I ain't done that yet, but I was very eager to actually sit down and do it, man. And then you said what you like to talk about, and I'm like, you know what? I could definitely use that. I want to get it tap into your mindset on what you're talking about hiring, because I'm gonna tell you, the time that we worked together, I didn't have to worry about nothing. Like and it was 40 hours a week for 2 people. Like that's 80 hours a week that I'm putting somebody in a whole nother state that I've never met. I met through CBN. I met in a whole nother state, right? And we made money together. I
Right.
I gotta say this one though.
It was good money too.
Yeah, it was good money. I gotta say this part though. You almost beat yourself at the end of that.
What happened?
When I said you that money when we was paying the last payment, and I forgot what it was. You didn't add your hours up right, and I was saying, nah, that's not right. And then I said,
oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Right.
man. Nah, but I'm glad you reached out. So just to say I have some work history, and I just want to say where we met because it's a powerful group. I always big up CBN, man. CBN brought a lot to what I do and everything, man, as far as in cleaning business, man. So shout out to AJ and what he's doing. But man, today let's go on into it, man. What are we talking about? Let's talk about hiring quality workers for your cleaning business. So you said how long you been in business now?
We've been in business a year and 4 months now.
Okay.
So we started in April 2023.
Okay. And so what would you think as we go into the business, what would make you think that you know how to hire good people? Because somebody would say, hey, you've been in the business a year. How could you tell me that you can hire good people? You only been in the game a year? What would you say to that?
That's a great point. Well, early on in the business, I learned one thing. So first of all, we hear a lot of stories about, from business owners. You can't trust workers. They ain't no good. They lie, they cheat, they steal. They don't show up. They have to do the job. So it makes us as entrepreneurs come to believe that's something we got to put up with. I guess I just got to put up with bad workers. But I realized something. There got to be good workers out there. There has to be good workers out there. Sometimes we think we have to tolerate bad workers, bad employees. I ain't got nobody else. But I believe we need to change our mindset on that. So you live in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, how many people are in Nashville?
I don't know. It's a couple million, I believe.
It's about 1 million people.
Yeah, it's a couple million, probably. Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
So you telling me you can't find out of those millions 10 good people that wouldn't do a good job, that wouldn't come to work each day, and for the most part, 90% of the time, you wouldn't have any problems out of them? I believe that out of even the smallest, let's say 10,000 people, you can find 5, 10 good people out of that city that will come to work, that will do what they're supposed to do, and that you won't have too many problems out of. So I'm saying that because hiring, we believe, and I used to believe that it's this hard thing we got to put up, or even when we bring somebody else, we got to put up with all they mess. No, we don't. It's plenty of people out there that are sorry, but it's plenty of people out there that want to work. And so I've switched my mindset on that. And you can feel free to chime in on that.
You say you switch your mindset to
believing that there are good people out there that want to work.
Now, honestly, that's a good mindset to have. Because if you, what I believe in is having a positive mindset of looking into things. Because when I was in my situation, I knew that I had everything around me to actually make myself a big success. Even when I didn't have nothing, I knew that everything I needed was around me. God wasn't going to put me in a situation to where he didn't want me successful, and I had success in my heart. So I knew that whatever was around me was there. So that was the mindset that I took to actually build what I was building today. And so when you say that, I could definitely tap into believing that there's good people out there. Now, that's just the same thing as people say that you can't work with family. Now, I always tell people it's both. You have to see both sides, because a truly entrepreneur has to learn how to win in the losses, and have to see sometimes them wins are losses. Sometimes you can win enough and then you can lose on the inside. You can lose some of the I'm gonna tell you what I lost. I lost some of the discipline when I was winning real good. Some of the discipline, the financial disciplines that I had when I was, losing a little bit. I was winning. I was winning discipline in my finances. I started to make a little bit more money and got a little bit more people around, and I got undisciplined a little bit. So, I definitely can see where you say, you have to how you look into it, because you can have good people around, and again, have family around as well. So you can have family to work for you as well. Because again, I work with mine. I work with my children, and they work with me. And a lot of times people say, how do you get your children to listen to you? Like, my kids are grown and they still listen to me. And so, like, I can see it in that way, how you said, there's good people out there. So I done lost my computer and shut down on me. So how long you been in business, man? I didn't even get to ask you. I did say how long you was in business, but where are you from? What got you into the cleaning business? Stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Right. I live in Mississippi. What got me in the cleaning business, I was working a government job, recruiting. I was recruiting for governments like health departments, government jobs. And what happened was one day they decided they got into some budget crunch, and they laid about 5 of us off. So I was just left without a job. But before I got laid off, about 6 months before I got laid off, a friend of mine, he was in the cleaning business, and he always used to tell me, hey, man, you need to start a cleaning business. You need to start a cleaning business. The profit margins are good. It doesn't take much to start it up. You can do it in the evening when you get off work. You can have some people to do it with you or for you. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to start the business, but I was like, I'm comfortable at my job. Why do I need to start a cleaning business? But when I got laid off, that gave me the perfect opportunity to start the business. So I was kind of forced into it. And as he had mentioned, the profit margins are good. I mean, it's really uncapped. You can really make as much as you want to make in this field, especially if you're doing good work, if you got good people behind you. I've learned that you can go very far. Yeah, so I've been in business 1 year and 4 months now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So would you say that losing your job was something that you looked at as being a benefit for you?
Yes, it definitely ended up being a benefit because I've learned so much in this last year and 4 months about people. I've gained more confidence. I've become more, I believe, more of a man just being in this business than I would have staying at my job. So it
Yeah,
worked out well. It definitely did.
being in the business show bring the man out of you or the woman out of you,
Right,
depending on who watch it.
right.
They
But
definitely
one
do
thing
that.
about it, look, to add to that, you gotta be hard in this business. You got to be a dog. You got to be tough if you're gonna last in this business. So you got to be tough with your workers sometimes. You got to be tough sometimes, like you said, with the losses. So it definitely has made me a stronger person.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we're gonna go through. I sent you an outline of how we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through understanding what making a quality worker, crafting effective job descriptions, and going into where to find quality workers and things like that. Now, one of the things that I need to find out from you is what goes into looking for a quality worker. What do you look for in a quality worker? Because for me, let me just tell my story a little bit. So when do you start looking for the quality worker as well? Also, what do you do when you just got to put somebody in the game? Because see, a lot of times we feel like we just got to put somebody in the game because those are the people that's closest to us, because we're so looking to grow so quick. So how do you know when you just putting people in or what's a quality worker?
Right. Well, that's a great question. Well, one of the things that I learned really fast. So I think we all have done this before. When let's say we focusing on getting contracts, or we cold calling, we emailing, we knocking door to door. Then what happens when we get the contract? What do? We scramble. Oh, I gotta find some people to do. I gotta find some people to do it. let's say the contract starts in 3 weeks. So what are you more likely to do? You're more likely to just fall into the trap of warm body syndrome. I need somebody, I need them in 3 weeks. So I know this person sitting across from me. They ain't a good fit. I know for a fact they ain't a good fit, but I need somebody.
Yeah.
So one thing I learned, we got to stop putting ourselves in those situations. You know how we can avoid falling into that trap of I just need somebody, warm body syndrome. Always be hiring. Always be talking to people. So what I do, I hold group interviews every Monday at 11:30. Group interviews.
Wow.
I post a job on Indeed. I always keep my jobs going on Indeed, even though I don't need anybody, at least from the looks of it right now. I don't need anybody. But I keep my jobs active, and I reach out to candidates. I say, hey, come on in for an interview. So I can be a little bit more picky, a lot more picky, or more choosy. I can be looking for quality, and I got time because I'm not pressed against the wall because we got to start this contract tomorrow. I'm always keeping my hiring funnel going. So once I do get a contract, hey, I can talk to this person 4 or 5 times. I know they're a good fit. Versus my back against the wall. I got to bring you on. Come on. The hiring funnel always keeps going for me. So I think that helps me to have quality workers always ready. Now we can talk about what makes a quality worker, but that answers the question of how do you avoid falling for the warm body syndrome?
Okay. Okay. Hey, warm body syndrome. That's the first time I heard that. Warm body syndrome. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've done it and I still decided to do it. And I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna look for the quality worker, but I'm gonna lead on into the quality worker. But I'm gonna tell you where I go wrong because I like to talk about my flaws. I'm one of the people that like to put his flaws out there because I learned from my losses, right? All right. So I like to put it out there because I like the people that I call it vulnerability. When I can be vulnerable, other people can be vulnerable, right? And so one of the things that I lose, my thing is wanting to be able to help too many people, right? So I get people around me and I see an opportunity and I know I could pay good. And I know I got some people, and I know they can need the money. And so I'm like, and then I get to wanting them to get on, and I want to get to showing them that how good of an opportunity it is for them. And I get to breaking down numbers for them so they could see it. Then I get to persuading them because I know that if they get it, if they do what I think they can do, or if I do it, they do it for me, then we could go to the next level because it's a good opportunity, right? And I know the numbers are good for them. I know the situation, right? And so I found myself into wanting to, I don't want to force people, but I want to lead them and make them drink, so to speak, so that they can get out into another situation.
Right.
In my mind, that's what I think I'm doing, right? And so that's one of my issues. So when you say the attributes and the skills and the things that you look for quality workers, what would that be? So that way I would know, hey, maybe that person don't have this, because I do have some things that I talk to my mentees about too that I talk to after that.
Right. Well, one thing about it, one thing I learned quickly, because you have a good heart like me. So sometimes candidates have come to me, hey, I need a job ASAP, man. I'm trying to get on quick. I said, I lost my job. Or this one woman, she called me. She said, she saw I had this job on Indeed, and she said, Mr. Wilkins, my daughter, she then lost her car because she wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. She wasn't paying her bills. She lost her car. She finna get kicked out of school. I need you to help get her a job. If you can help her and get her in, that'll be great with your company. The problem with that is the girl ain't paying her bill. I'm talking about this specific situation I just said. The woman's daughter is not paying her car note. She finna get kicked out of school, so I guess that means her grades are bad. You know what that tell me right there? This is probably would be a bad employee. So I'm making this point to say we have to leave our feelings out of it. We have to. We can't, people come to you all the time, I need a job ASAP, man. I need some money, man. I got kids to feed. But one thing I've learned as a business owner, and this may sound harsh, it's not my problem to worry about that. Worry about all, because if you're not a good fit, you're not a good fit. It's going to end up being problems anyway. It's not going to work out anyway. So leave your feelings out of hiring. Focus, use your head and not your heart. So to the part about quality workers, I'll just list a few. I used to think, and you probably did too, I want somebody with experience. They got to have 1 or 2 years experience. Well, I've learned experience cleaning, obviously. I've learned that doesn't make a quality worker. Actually, experience, an experienced cleaner, hiring an experienced cleaner can be one of the worst things you can ever do. You know why? They think sometimes, I'm not going to say this is a fact, a lot of times they think they know everything. This is how I clean. And that may not be what the client wants. They may do stuff different from how the client wants it. So experience is not what I'm looking for anymore. I'm looking for core values. Core values. That's what we got on this sheet. So my core values are, this is what I look for in workers. Have fun. I'm looking, that's a core value in my company. Is this person a fun person? Do they have a good personality? Do they have energy? I don't like people who's dead. I have a saying, if you're dead, go to the cemetery. Take that to the cemetery. I like energy. So that's one of my core values. Another core value in my company is helping out, teamwork. Is this person a team-oriented person, or are they for themselves? If they're for themselves, if I ask them, we're going to get to this later, what would you do if your partner was struggling to clean their part of the building? What would you do? They may say, well, that's on them. I'll make sure I do my part, though. That doesn't fit my core value. I want somebody who's team-oriented. So that would be an automatic no. So my point is, to sum it all up, it's not about experience. It's about your core values. What are your company's core values? And the person sitting across from you in the interview, do they match that? If they don't, run for the hills, or send them to the hills, but do not hire them.
Man. All right, so you done unloaded something on me, so I got to get you what you hit me. All right, so right now, I got a couple of things already off the bat. First thing is, I got always be hiring. Now, I already know this, but I don't do this because my thing is, I'm not ready to put you in a position and then I find myself looking for warm body syndrome because I got a big job. Then I end up finding out I'm paying people the way I got to pay people to get them to there because I don't have the quality of people. Another thing is that you hit me with that hit me across the head like pop, pop, was them people ain't my business. They issues not my problem, right? I will go in and listen to people, and you know what I do? I'm gonna tell you what I do. And you hit me across the head. This is the one that really hurt when you said that they be in a situation the person can't pay their bills. Now, I'm not speaking on people that can't pay their bills because I've been in a situation and probably in a situation today that I got bills I need to pay. So that's not what I'm saying. But what you was talking about is a quality worker that's not handling their business. And when I get those type of people, they need paychecks right now. They not really trying to do a good job. They trying to get the money together. They need pay early. And I'm trying not now. I gotta deal with these people because they thought that they was gonna get paid tomorrow when they work today, or they were gonna get paid at the end of the week. Because we pay twice a month on the 1st and the 15th, right? I get paid once a month for my clients. I pay twice a month, right? And so sometimes people can't wait that time to get paid because they got a job and they want an instant fix. So now I'm sitting here struggling because I done put a person in the building. Now they don't seem like they working. Now I want to have to help them with the financial side as well. That's messing up the cash flow, all because I fell victim to what they was going through, and it wasn't my problem in the first place.
Exactly.
Man, hey, I told you just bought me across the head, but that's fine. That's fine. I take my loan. I take them. I take them.
If you and all of us, not you, everybody listening, me, myself, if you keep the funnel going, you pick a time each week to do interviews. You're always talking to people. And here's another thing. Don't think, yes, I don't have any positions right now, so why am I interviewing? Why am I talking to people about this job and I don't even have an opening for them? Here's the thing, you know this, people quit all the time. People's situation change where they can't work for us anymore. Things happen, or we got some D and F players on our team that need to go. They need to be fired. That's why we're always talking to people, because situations happen all the time where we need to replace or we need to upgrade. And if we're always hiring, it's so much easier.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something too. Then you end up, see, if like, all right, so I go into something, the way I go into something is the way I wanted to come out. I went into the business with an ideal of where I wanted to end up. I knew I wanted to do real estate. Now, we're not talking real estate, but I knew that I was going to build my business so that I could do what I wanted to do with my life, right? And the reason that I say that is because when I go into hiring, I don't take that same thought out. Because if I go into hiring and I hire the way that I want my business to turn out, I won't be turning out with the people that I've been turning out with.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I will grow up until I got the hiring person. I mean, the person, I wouldn't have to find myself in so many times when I used to do that.
Exactly.
Now I have a solid team, but it took my leadership skills. It took me learning what was going on. It took me to bump my head a couple times. Some of the things I've been in business over 6 years, and you talking about a year and a half, and you hitting with some stuff that I'm learning along the way. Again, my background is a little different than yours. So how did you come up with these type of mindsets? Where was your background? Where did you get this type of being able to be patient with the hiring process, or even just knowing what to do with the patient? It has to come from somewhere.
Well, as I mentioned, that's a good question. I used to be a recruiter. I used to recruit for government jobs. So we recruited for people working at the health department, the city council, stuff like that. They told us, our bosses always keep the funnel going, because what would happen a lot of times, let's say we hired somebody for a COVID-19 tester. We hired them to work at Virginia Health Department as a COVID-19 tester. Okay, they do the paperwork. And you know what will happen a lot of times? First day of work, that person nowhere to be found. They didn't show up. But one thing that they taught us, they ain't show up. Oh, we got two more people, because we've been keeping them, as they say, warm. We got two more people ready to go. So that's where I learned that mindset of keeping the hiring funnel going always. And then, as they say, if you stay ready, you ain't really got to get ready. You're always ready. So we was always ready to replace and refill, is what I'm saying.
All right. So I'm more into the marketing age and not graphic design, virtual assistant. So when you say keep the hiring funnel going, what would the funnel look like? What would be your process? Give the funnel a vision. What would be the top? Where do you bring the people in, and how do you bring them down to the funnel to where they in front of you? What is the process like?
Right, that's a good question. So we use Indeed. We get a lot of candidates on Indeed. So obviously, right. In somewhere else in New York, the main thing may be ZipRecruiter. Main thing may be something else, a Monster, whatever those things go. But here, Indeed works well. So what we do, and here's another tip. I'm giving it all away. What we used to do, let me say this. Our hiring funnel, our interview process, what used to be, I would schedule 7 people to interview. You said this before in your video. One at 12:30, one at 1, one at 1:30, one at 2, one at 2:30. And you know what would happen? one, if that. Sometimes nobody would show up for the interview. So you'd be sitting there. I used to be sitting there for hours. Man. Well, all you have to do, make it a group interview. Invite 10 people. I tell you, invite 15 people that apply for the job. That's what we do. Let's say 80 people apply. We'll invite 15 people for one day, that Monday at 11:30. and you know maybe 5, 6 will show up. And what I do, I interview them all together. I ask them questions. I ask one a question, and the next person I ask a totally different question. So make it a group interview to save yourself time. So next, let's say I like 2 of the people. The next step would be I do a video conference interview with them. That's a one-on-one. So I'm talking to them. Let me see. Are they gonna show up on time? I'm already seeing that they show up for the first interview on time. So the second one, did they show up? If they had any issues, did they reach out to me, or did they just not show up for the interview? So if that goes well, I'm asking them questions, obviously. If that goes well, we have another in-person interview. And so then I'm really, really hammering the person. I'm really trying to see are they a good fit. And I have a lot of core value questions that I ask that I'm sure we'll get into later. So if that person is a good fit, but I don't have a position for them right now, I'm upfront and honest with them. I tell them, hey, we don't have a position for you currently, but we're actively still seeking contracts. And I'll reach out to you ASAP when we do have some. So if I think that person is a good fit, I'm letting them know. If we don't have anything right now, we don't have anything, but you are on my list. So that's kind of our funnel, how we do it.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good, man. Hey, I just realized I need to go some of these comments. So let me go over the comments that I had. I had somebody coming in. Assured Comfort Cleaning said, "Hey, Miss Wade, how you doing, Assured? Thank you for tuning in." Christian Gilbert, what up, Wade? What's up, my guy? How you doing? How you doing? Got somebody in here talking about hiring quality people, and he just showed me a lot. So hopefully you got some about this too. Rashawn Browser. What's up, Mr. Wade? Appreciate the info. Any way to book a consultation call with you? Definitely a way. You can definitely email at admin at admin at WadeGlobalAssist.com. Admin at WadeGlobalAssist.com. I need to have one of my people in here that we, when I do my meetings, to actually put something in there. I have that going next week. But admin at WadeGlobalAssist.com. All right. So let me get back to this thing, man. I had to chime out to the people that's showing love, had to show love back. All right, so now we're getting back to talking about understanding the quality workers. We talked about some of the things you're looking for. We talked about how you go in and you keep people coming back. You said 80 applicants, right? You said some people can't find 3, right, and you saying 80 and you putting 7. Now you're using ZipRecruiter or Indeed, and that bring a lot of people in. I'm gonna ask you one of the questions that came to mind, man. You do all this for a cleaning company? Like, you're gonna make me go to one interview, then another interview, and then this right here? Like, I mean, it's just cleaning. What would you say to that? Because that's what I would think. Because that's why I'm like, man, nobody gonna go through all of that. That's what I would tell myself.
That's an excellent point. I used to think the same thing. I said, it's just cleaning. Ain't nobody gonna want to go through all this. Eventually, they're gonna say, man, this is too much. This is just a cleaning job, like you said. But here's what we do. We're specifically looking for those who are looking to supplement their income. So as you know today, things are going up. There's a rising cost of living. I mean, everybody could use a little extra. So we specifically market to those who are looking for extra money. Those that are working a full-time job, they just want to do a few hours in the evening. So a lot of people, as I mentioned, are looking for extra money today. Those are who we're talking to in our ads. Those are who we're talking to when we post jobs. They are definitely willing to go through the rigorous process because they want extra income. So I don't have that problem that some people drop off. They're actually willing to go through the steps.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? Everything is a who your niche, who you focused on. See, we got a broad net looking for a small amount of people. You're looking for somebody that's working that wants some extra income. They're gonna go through the process to get that extra income. You're looking for the younger people that just want a job, that's trying to see what they're trying to figure out. They think it's some quick money, then you get them in there and they leave. One of the things I had a couple of older gentlemen that start working for me. And they've been doing really well. I mean, I haven't had an issue with them at all. And so I was working with some younger crowd, and it was a little different. So have you felt anything about the age range? Not saying we discriminating, but have you seen older people or young versus younger people, or is there something that you've seen by people that's filling out or going through the process?
Right. That's a good question. You know, I had this experience today. I interviewed this young lady. And one of the things she was like 19, 20 years old. So she was young. And I always ask people, what makes you want this job? You know, why are you interested in this job? She told me, I just want to have something to get out the house. Something to get out the house for. It was just like that's. So my point is, those are the people that are probably gonna right.
I hire them. You get at hey, you know what? You making me realize so much more because when you're growing and you want to put people in there, people get out. Yeah, she need to get out the house. She been in the house too long. She gonna show up because she trying to get out.
Right. That's right. So I agree that young people are a little bit more unreliable. I had this one young lady now that works for me. She's in college. She's probably 19 or 20, and she shows up every day. She does what she's supposed to do. So that was one anomaly. But yeah, I agree. Older people are a little bit more solid.
Yeah. All right. So let's go on down to what's crafting effective job descriptions, man. Do you have job descriptions for your text, or do you have job descriptions, or do you just go in there and show them what to do? Because again, I got to be honest, man. I just go in there and I be showing people, hey, I need you to do this. Because you got to think about it, Michael. See, I'm building a company and I'm growing, right? I'm getting a lot of business, and who has the time to actually write down the job description? Like for real. Like I'm pretty much doing it all. So I know the description. It's being clean. So when I bring you in, I need you to clean like I've been cleaning, and I'm gonna show you how to clean, and then it's it. You know what I mean? So what you say about that? Do you what do you feel?
You're talking about the job description that we put in the ad, right?
All right, yeah. Do you have a job description that you put in the ad, or do you have a job description that when they get into the building, or what they cleaning?
Right. Well, in relation to the ad, yes, I do make it clear that, as I mentioned, I'm looking for supplemental income. So I want to make sure that my vision aligns with the person I'm talking to, the candidate's vision. If you're looking for full-time work, you want to clean 40 hours a week, which I do not recommend hiring a full-time 40-hour-week cleaner. And that's not a good fit. So we make it clear in the job description, supplemental income. Another thing that we do, so obviously most job descriptions say, hey, we're looking for a cleaner, 2 years of experience, we'll train, call now. We try to make our job descriptions, our jobs that we post on Indeed, we try to make it to where it'll attract the right candidates and repel the wrong candidates. So here's an example.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean? You going good. I like that.
Right. Now, let's say that you post on Indeed a job, and let's say your core value, your company's core value is honesty. You know, a good way to repel dishonest people. Here's an example. This is what I would put in the job description. Are you as honest as Abe Lincoln? Would you rather eat dirt than tell a lie? Then we are looking for you. Apply now and join the team of master cleaners and masters of honesty. So obviously now some people are just going to hit apply to everything they see. But a lot of people, if they're dishonest, they're going to be like, this cheesy ad, Abe Lincoln. I like to lie. I'm not the most honest person. I may not need to apply for this job because they'll figure out I'm a liar and I get caught in some lies. But the right candidate, they're gonna say, okay, and the person who really loves integrity and honesty, man, honesty is really important to me. And I've been looking for a company that values honesty. I'm gonna apply to this job. I hope I can get on. So you want to write your job descriptions in a way, according to your core values, that repels the bad workers, but that brings in and attracts and interests the good workers.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Hey, you know what? I learned something with that too. I learned something with that too. Honest Abe. I said, yeah, I heard honest Abe. You know that I heard that in school.
Yeah, right.
So some things that's going on, and you real big on putting honesty in there. That's crafty.
Right.
That's crafty.
Right.
I do like that
What
spin on it, man. Go ahead.
I can say, whatever your core value is, write it in
So,
such a way.
where did you get the core values from? What made you do core values?
Well, going back to what you said how you can see a vision for people. And then you realize, if I, like you said, I just put them in this bill, we can make this money. But if they don't see that same vision, it's not going to work out. It's not going to be, it may work for a while, but it's not going to be a good long-term investment. So I want people who think like I think. And guess what? If I get people that are like-minded, it ain't gonna be too much of me twisting their arm. It ain't gonna be too much of me threatening. You keep doing it, I'm gonna deduct your pay. You keep doing it, you're gonna get fired. I gotta threaten them all the time to do the job. If they think like I think, we want to please the customer, we want to do a good job and keep the money train going. A rising tide lifts all boats. Don't kill the golden goose. We got to keep this going for all of us. If they think like that, there's no real twisting of the arm. There's no keep pushing them to do what they're supposed to do. We're like-minded. So I came up with core values to try to attract like-minded people. And then it's going to be less stress on me, is what I'm trying to say.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did core values with my core team, and now we building on core values. And now how I did my values is I would had a team already in place, and then I had each one of them to put 5 values down. No, what I did was I used I used ChatGPT and got like 12 values of $1 million cleaning company. And what I did was I broke them down and I gave them to each person, and each person like a couple of values. And then the values that they picked, we choose the most highest values, and then we strung them up with who had the highest value, who picked the most. That's our number one value, and we go down. We end up having 5 values in that, and we go by 5 values. And that's why I asked you, because we big on the values. Once I put the values into the company, it changed the whole dynamic of the team. Right. And I know we're talking about hiring good workers right now. So I'm not going to even go on the team building process that the values actually bring when you put the values and how the team gel together and how you get people inspired just by those same values that you're talking about that you're hiring with. I didn't use the values when I hired though. You know, I haven't been really just tapping into hiring right now because I've been tapping in more into growing the internal of the company and making the systems together so that it can withstand the growth that I want to achieve. So, man, I appreciate what you're saying because you actually getting me my mindset ready to hire. All right, so let's go on down to the next one, man. Where we got interviewing techniques. Oh, I did want to ask the job description. Do you put job descriptions or the job description for buildings when you put people in the buildings, or do you just go in and show them, hey, this is how I need you to clean?
Right. Most time I'm there to show them what needs to be clean. So in my hiring ad, I put the location, I put the details of the job.
So you hire for certain locations. You don't hire for your company and then put them at locations.
Right. I hire for certain locations. Yeah.
Well, that's a little different.
Unless, like you said, if I don't have a position open, which most time I'm always keeping the funnel going. Yeah, so I guess you could say I'm hiring for my company because I'm always keeping the funnel going.
And then you find somebody in your CRM or that you have, and then you put them from that into the position of the bill.
Right.
Okay.
Because we went through that rigorous process, and I trust this person. So yeah, they already ready to go.
Okay. All right. So let's think. Let's say you said you go in there and you show them. All right. So let's see interview techniques. You already talked about your interview techniques. What about onboarding and training? Do you believe that onboarding and training has to do with having good workers, or do you figure that they know what to do? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When people say they know how to clean, everybody don't know how to clean. So what's your take on that?
Right. Well, that's a great point. Like you said, everybody doesn't know how to clean. I thought I hired these 2 workers that said they had experience. And so I felt I didn't need to train them. That was early in my cleaning business journey. And I went and inspected, and man, they did a bad job. So you have to definitely work with them. So what I do for the first week, and definitely the first day, I let them clean the easiest part to gain some confidence. So let's say a couple conference rooms with carpet in it. I let them do the easy parts to kind of gain a little confidence, a little experience, and I'll go do the harder part, the hardwood floors, the mopping, the restrooms. So the next day, after they got a little experience, we switch. I let them do the easy part, hard part, and I do the easy part. And so how I know that they're trained, this is how I feel that they're trained enough to do the job without me having to be with them. If they pass 3 inspections without any problem, so if I inspect behind them 3 times and there's no issues, there's nothing really to point out, then they're ready to go. But until they pass 3 times, 3 inspections, I'm gonna continue to work with them. Now, eventually, here's another thing I started doing. This last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let you chime in. Instead of just hiring people, hey, you hire your own. We now, because we used to waste a lot of time giving people paperwork and then they don't work out. We now make them go through a week-long trial run. Now, you're going to have to get it in a week. You're going to have to show that you're reasonably competent in the job before you're officially hired, before I give you a shirt. I've wasted so many company shirts on people
Man,
that
oh
didn't
my
work
God.
out.
I'm wasting so many shirts. I started charging for them. I
Right,
said, you know what?
right,
I gotta charge them. I gotta make at least 2, 3. I can't do it no more. You
right,
right?
exactly.
Right.
Before you do that, give them a week-long trial. You can do 2 weeks if you want to, but if they can't get it in a week, that's kind of concerning. A week-long trial run, it'll save me time, it'll save them time, save us money.
All right. So what about retention strategies? You got any retention strategies or handling any challenges that you have in hiring?
Well, that's a good question. One of the things I used to think to retain people, I got to throw bukus of money at them. I got to make them the highest paid. So what I used to do, I mean, a lot of contracts, I used to take home like 10% because I was giving out too much. Sometimes lower than that, I was giving out too much money thinking that was going to keep people. And guess what? I was losing people. They were making more than they should have made, and it still wasn't working. So what I realized, right, people, you got to pay them fairly market value, but you don't have to overpay to keep them. What I learned is people, and you talked about this in a video, people care more about being recognized, being appreciated. So one of the things that we started doing, I used to think people didn't like what they do, posting them on social media as the employee of the month, taking a picture with them. This is our employee of the month, Shanna. She had 0 complaints from the client. She always shows up to work and she does a good job. Thank you, Shanna. People really appreciate that. So
Mm.
you make them feel appreciated. That's one thing that we do, post them on social media. You
Like that.
definitely will retain them more. Another thing that we started doing, retention strategies. We do monthly meetings. So I used to just have people just show, hey, you show up clean, go home. Well, that doesn't really build a team environment. That it's more, it makes a callous environment when people just show up clean, go home. So monthly parties, what we do, we have food, we talk. And one of the things I ask them, we don't just talk about some updates that we need or some things that we need to do better. Hey, does anybody have any good news going on, some good happened to them that they would want to share? And so that builds community. That builds like a team culture, and people share, hey, I just had a grandchild, or my daughter
Oh, wow.
this, my daughter just graduated. All of that is building a team environment, and it makes people want to stay because they can feel teamwork. They can feel that people care in this company. So that's a few things that we started to do, posting them on social media, monthly meetings, gift cards, positive text. Hey, I appreciate what you did today. The little things. I know we overlook the little things, but they make a big difference.
Hey, well, going in all of what you put into hiring people, I feel like I would stay working with you too. Hey, you went
Right.
into all of that to get them going, but you showed me how to get quality people. Like a lot of that stuff I don't do. Like I'm one of my Achilles heel, I guess that's what I put is growing fast. When you grow fast, you tend to put whoever you can in there. You don't get some of those, or you don't know to do some of those things, or you don't even think to do some of those things, right?
Right.
Some of the times that you're growing, I'm in so many different buildings. I'm looking to get out. I'm taking on 17 banks at a time. I'm doing this. So right
Right.
when I got a cousin or a brother or a sister who needs some money, I'm putting you in there. I'm putting
Right.
people in there so fast. I'm showing them the building once or twice and having to go. I'm supposed to come back in. I'm supposed to come back and inspect, but I'm so tired by the time I get through doing my 10 buildings or whatever buildings I'm doing, they're going back and inspect it, don't make it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, and that's one of the things that I'm grateful for now, being having a team in place and having things going. Because some of the things you're showing or talking about, I still don't do because I didn't grow in the habit of doing it. I tell one of my guys I was talking to the other day, and I was telling him that. I built my company the same way 2 times. When I was with my franchise, I had to work inside the company. So I was working and working and working, right? I was working it so big, I was working it so bad, right? So as I was working inside the company, I was doing it myself. So as I got outside my franchise and I started to build back Wade Glow, I mean not Wade Glow, when I started to build back Ascent, when I started to build back, I got into the company again. I ended up, because that's what I knew. So I ended up building a team around me inside the company again, right? So now that I'm building the company around me, I mean, building with people in the company and backing myself out, some of those practices I need to be putting in procedure in place. Some of those things I need to make sure that I have a funnel for hiring consistently. Keep it coming in, keep it coming in. Because when I get these jobs, I don't want to have to be the one to go in, right? So I need to have that funnel on a regular basis. I need to also have those different levels of what's that interviews, because if I have them different levels of interviews, first of all, if I had the funnel, I can go through the different levels of interviews, because I wouldn't care if people didn't show up, because now I'm hiring without being in a rush. I'm not hiring that I need somebody to get in this building next week, or I need somebody that I got this thing. I could take a little bit more time. That's something else. Another thing I got from you today also was great information, was to actually see the lifestyle of the people that you're hiring. I would never have thought about that, because see, I want to help people. So I'm getting people that need help, but the people that I'm getting need help today. So if they need help today, then guess what? Now I got to tell them, look, this is a job don't get help you today. You've been going through this for a week. Now I'm consultating them and making them big them up and making their brain feel better. I don't know how I'm gonna say it. I'm bigging them up to give them a spirit to go on to a job that I'm hiring and paying them for. So now I'm no longer I'm not the only person that's gonna give them the role or the trophy when they win. I'm the person that's running behind them, telling them, hey, come on, you can make it, and I'm passing them the baton too. So now I'm actually running the whole race, and all I need them to do is show up. And sometimes, and most times in that case, they don't show up the way I need them to show up. And still showing up. I'm still showing up. And what I'm learning from you is that first of all, start to make sure that people show up for you before you have to have the need. Make them show up to the job account. Make them show up for you and show them, hey, I need this job. Don't just hire the people that's coming in. What you call it, warm body syndrome? Don't get warm body syndrome.
Yeah, right, exactly. And to add to that, last thing I'll say on that, you have to watch out for people who say, like I said, I'm a caring person. I'm a loving person. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I love people. I care, but we as business owners gotta protect ourselves. So I say that to say, sometimes you hear people say, I ain't got no car, but I'm gonna get to work. You know, you have a candidate, they ain't got no car. And you're gonna get to, I can trust you to get to work and you don't have a car. Little stuff like that. Or like you said, man, I need a job ASAP. I'm in trouble. I done got in stress. I done got in bad shape financially. Well, how did you get in bad shape? How do I know that those bad habits ain't gonna affect me? So you have to watch out for those kind of people. Like I said, you've been in bad situations. I have too, but you gotta protect yourself as an entrepreneur.
So they say I ain't got no car, but I can get to work. And you say, is that for real?
Right, exactly.
So,
Well, I need my light bill. I ain't got no money for my light bill. I need my daughter. I got 3 kids and I'm trying to pay child support. That's all red flags.
And see, again, I'm on the other side. I want to help those people out. And see, you know what? I'm gonna be real now. I'm tapping into something that this is self-development here, because we came on to hiring people, but again, I truly believe that hiring people start from being able to hire yourself right. And what I'm realizing now is some of the things that I'm doing, my folks tell me around me, man, you too caring, you too kind. You're going to help people. You got to help yourself before you can help other people. And I'm like, well, I can't help people. I give opportunities, but I'm giving the people opportunities that really sometimes don't deserve the opportunity. And then I'm looking at the cleaning industry like, man, they just cleaning. Like it's not just something that's actually taking care of the lifestyle that I'm living, right? And so what have you ever felt that way, or how did you look at that kind of situation and when you're hiring? And what do you feel is one of your biggest qualities that you give to the people that you hire?
Right. That's a great point. Well, I used to like I said, people used to tell me they looking for full-time, I need full-time pay. And that would put a lot of pressure on me. I'd be like, man, I got to get, because my caring heart, I got to get them. They need their money. They got kids. They need full-time pay. I ain't got enough hours for them. And so that would put a lot of stress on me. So now, like I said, I don't feel that pressure anymore. I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those that are looking for supplemental income. Hey, you ain't getting for us, Wilkins Fresh Cleaning Service, you ain't getting no more than 10, 15 hours a week. That's all we want to give you. That's all you're going to get, because we believe the workers can be more fresh. They can do a better job. They just working 10, 15 hours a week. So it keeps my point is, I know what I'm looking for. I had to turn a girl away the other day. She was saying, I'm okay with part-time, but I really want full-time. Look, I explained to her several times, look, we don't have full-time. So she said she's okay with it, but I'm like, yeah, you'll be okay with it for now. And then you'll be gone soon. So to answer your question, I went way off topic.
No, you right on topic, because I'm gonna tell you something. That right there, all of those red flags that you see, you brother, you've been a year and a half, and some of those things that you won't make these mistakes that I made, because I'm telling you, I didn't think about none of that.
Right.
No, but see, you told your background is you was already hiring people, you was already looking for quality workers, so you have a background in that. I wasn't thinking about none of that when I was hiring. I'm hiring, putting people in there. I'm making sure we getting this money. Let's get this money. You know what I mean? And we did, but it was stressful. Dude, you just said something that you don't have a stress, because guess what? You don't hire people that said they're looking for 40 hours. You know what I do? I would hire them and they'll go out and go find it. Now I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna go turn up my cold collar. I'm gonna turn up this. They need more hours. Now the whole time I'm looking to get them more hours. They uncomfortable because they're not even making enough hours anyway. So nobody, the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe of the company is not
Thank
growing
you.
correctly because now I threw the whole vibe out because I'm looking and I'm stressing myself, putting stress on the company and the worker. Man, you just blew my mind with that, bro. You just blew my mind with that. Hey, my guy Trevino said, preach, man. Preach. Trevino Reed. Hey, thank you for checking in, man. Thank you for checking in, Trevino. But no, seriously. But man, you done gave me some jewels today, man. So, on my little when I bring people on, I do a little something, man. I do a little something. I have my people go and scout out the online, right? So I don't be knowing what they bring me back. So I tell them to scout out online. So if it's online, just know it's public information. So I'm gonna bring a little something up for you on here right here just to see what this is about. Are you okay with that? You ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right, let's see what this is. What's this right here?
Yeah, okay, you're right. That's our logo. Cleaning Sir Need is our middle name.
Okay. What does that mean?
Well, one thing about cleaning.
Okay.
No, anybody can clean, but everybody, for whatever reason, I think it's more so mindset. Everybody don't have that neatness. Everybody don't have that attention to detail. And so we really focus on, as every cleaning company should, attention to detail, the little things. So as that logo said, neat is our middle name. Neat, being tidy, attention to detail is very near and dear to us. It's like a middle name.
I got you. All right. So we got one more thing here. What about this right here?
That was the testimonial you gave me. Like you said, when we did that project together, Walmart post-construction, you say you didn't have any problem out of it. You say it went well. So I was like, well, I said, if he's satisfied with his service, I might well give him to leave a review. And that's another thing.
That's smart.
Right. We
got. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Let me say, y'all out there that's working with other people, get other business owners to leave you a review. They know how much reviews is. I was working with this man. He was in a whole nother state. We worked one time. He did a great job for me. He thought about getting a review. He got me to where I asked him, you know what? Get a review on how I did as a sub. I mean, as a contractor IT. So then we got 2 reviews. So are you leveraging your strategic partners for reviews as well? That's one of the good tips that I learned. And I had nothing to do with that's a bonus. All right. So what? Go ahead.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You got as in whoever's listening as a cleaning business owner, you got clients right now that you know are satisfied with you. You got fellow cleaning business owners that you subbed under before. Get them to leave a review. Ask them. Just ask them. And as you just said, William, reviews are really, really big. That can be the difference between somebody giving you a shot or not. So that's why I say I might well ask William I said, what can he say? And that's the same thing. Hey, what can your clients say?
All y'all W.A.D.E Global members, W.A.D.E Global clients, if you do got W.A.D.E Global, just tell them to get into your reputation to send out your review to inside your CRM. They know exactly what's going on. They can do it. Or if you have another CRM, you in the Clean Biz Network, you have that CRM. Get inside your reputations, man. Thing. If you're in the CBN, they got an amazing software, and you get inside the reputation, and you can send your reputations out to your people that's in your CRM, and you can go ahead and get reputations. It's so easy, and it gets right to your Google, right? So that's one of the tips I give you on that, man. Okay, all right. So what? We got another one for you. What about this right here?
Woo. Yeah. Okay. Look, that's the one that right. Let me speak on that. I'm glad you brought that one up.
Yeah, see that my people. I got some spies out there, brother. You call in, I tell them, hey, I said, go pick out some things that had to do with business from his website. I'm gonna bring them up there. So anybody that come on, we're gonna be doing this thing. So hey, be prepared. All right.
Right.
Let me know what's up with this, because I ain't heard. You keep it a secret.
So back in January,
okay,
I saw I think you had cold calling service. Of course, AJ got it. And I was like, and the other business owner, I was like, man, this be a good stream of income. I can cold call, have my cold caller, because I had one at the time, have her cold call in behalf of other businesses. I said, if I advertise it on Facebook, Instagram, I inbox other cleaning business owners, I can get them to sign up. And this would be a good secondary income for me and my company. And it worked. We had like 3 businesses we were cold calling for. It was working. The problem was I didn't have it set up correctly. So what used to happen was my VA would create the list, and I would have to also help her create the list so we could get enough numbers. The cleaning business owner that we were cold calling for, they would always be reaching out to me. Hey, can you reschedule that appointment? I ain't gonna be able to do it. Or, hey, we went on that walkthrough and it didn't work out. Can you send us another one? So I would have to reach back out to my cold call. Hey, you call this business back and try to reschedule. Or keep calling, make another list. Basically, the point I'm making is I was doing
all the work.
Right. I was the middleman. I was the person that. Right, both of them. The cold call was talking to me. The cleaning business owner was talking to me. I didn't have it set up correctly. I had it set up totally wrong. So I said, man, this is too much stress. It became too stressful. And I said, I'm just focus on cleaning.
Man, I laugh, because I'm in the virtual assistant space. And so when you said that, I was totally like, hey, man, I said, man, he's definitely doing all of that. No, what I can tell you this, if that's something you want to do, it's a great thing to do. It does add extra income to what you have going on, but the system behind it is definitely what you want to do. You don't want to, anytime you put yourself in another system, you're taking yourself out the other system. One of the things that happened for me is when I was doing this moving over, I almost lost everything that I was doing because I had to focus on this next thing. Just like you said, got too much. I was all in. I wasn't going to stop. My whole goal was to have 3 LLCs for my 3 boys. I got 1 cleaning for my oldest one, the W.A.D.E Global, which is the virtual assistant SaaS building for my middle son, and M&M Management, which I do in real estate for my 3rd son, right? So I have that locked down. So that's my plan. I had that from when I got out, right? So I had that going down. So for me, when I got into the cleaning and I put that system in place and I figured out, hey, I could get a cold caller, I needed one for real estate. So I decided that I want a cold calling system. A cold caller for one wasn't going to do me no good because I needed something for real estate and cleaning. So I had to build a cold calling and a virtual assistant company because I needed to be marketed and I needed to be online. I needed to be seen. I needed everything that my cleaning company need. I need to build another company that does it and then have my middle son learn it so he can help my older son run both the companies. And that's what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't talk about it too much because if I could get my kids locked in together, that's when I really win. All right. But I just had to put that together, man, just to say that because, man, when you said you had that, you said you were doing, they was calling you was calling them.
Right,
so
right.
I will go more into how to set something up like that. We use some different softwares to actually go through where they can go straight to the client. Some of my W.A.D.E Global client, they have their own database, so they can go ahead and put their tasks and projects, and they talk straight to the virtual assistant. They talk straight to the graphic designer, salesman team. They talk to the video editor. So all I have to do now is I overlook everything that's going on. And I'm having to encourage them to put more tasks in because some of them like, I don't know what else. And so now I'm saying, hey, y'all need to put more in there. We got to put pressure on it, right? So no, but that's good. That's good. I got one more for you, man. I got one more for you right here. Now, what's this right here? What's that right?
So that was my wife, of course, at the right. And I think the next one.
Give me one more time. I think I took you off again. Let me start this over one more time. We're gonna put this up again. And I see.
Okay.
All right.
So that's me, my wife, my 2 sisters and their husbands, and my mom and dad. So that's all. My mom and dad are in the middle, obviously the older couple. My two sisters are the other younger couple.
Yeah, mom and dad don't look at old, brother. You got some good
Okay.
genes, man. You got some good
Yeah.
genes in there, man. Good genes. So this is your brothers and your sisters, you said?
The two girls are my sisters.
Okay.
You see the girl with the red skirt,
Mm-hmm.
and then the girl with the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
gray, whatever that is, in the middle. Those are my
Mm-hmm.
two sisters, and the men with them are their husbands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful family, man. Beautiful family. How did they feel when you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Is there any more entrepreneurs in the family, or did they think you crazy? Or how did they go?
Oh, they was nervous. They was nervous. I know my dad was saying, he was like, "Ooh, I'm a little nervous," because he always thinks about safety, and I get it. He was like, "I don't want you cleaning those buildings at night because you're gonna have to do them at night and be out late at night." And I was like, "Yeah, but my goal is, Dad, my goal is to not have to do it so much, have others do it for me." So
Wow.
now that he sees that I don't do as much, I don't be going as much now at night, he's a lot more comfortable with it.
All right. So, um, looking back, man, looking back, we're gonna wrap this thing on up here. But looking back, over the years that you've been in business, what would you say has been one of the biggest lessons, one of the biggest losses that you had? One of the biggest losses that you had that you've taken, that taught you one of the greatest values inside that loss.
That's a great question. Well, one of the biggest losses I've taken, actually, it relates to hiring. It relates to this particular subject. Well, let's see. No, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a giver. If those that know me, I'm not just tooting my own horn. I'm a
No, no,
giver. I got a good
yeah.
heart. I love people. I want to help people. So my biggest losses were giving away too much money to my workers. I'm paying them way more than what they're supposed to make. Let's say they were doing something that took an hour each night. They may make $2,000 an hour, 1.5 hours each night. They may walk away with 2,000. That's how it used to be. I was giving away too much money, and so that was hurting my growth because I didn't have money to pour into marketing. I didn't have money to pay a cold call. I didn't have money even to take for myself, let alone anything related to the business. So that taught me I got to do something different. I got to motivate people beyond just giving them money, because money, we all in it for money, but it's not the be all end all. So that really, I think, limited my growth definitely at the beginning. I could be way bigger than I am now if I had took more profit at the beginning. So now I pay my workers market value. Because let's just be honest. Now, let's not fool ourselves. This is cleaning. We know we only going to get so much from the client. We got one client that pay us $3,000. Let's just say $3,000. You're not going to be able to charge them $10,000 for $3,000 work. It's not going to work. So my point is, this is cleaning. Don't think you gotta just pay way out of market and you end up hurting yourself, hurting the business.
Okay. All right, good. All right. So one of my biggest losses I like to talk about. I had a lot of losses. I asked that question because I can champion mine really well. One of my biggest losses is, as you said, giving too much into people. I lost a loss of time. I lost attraction. I lost a type of focus. I lost a type of me giving it to other people because now I got to get up, and my thing is to get you motivated. And then when you call me with some issues that's going on, and now I have to push through those issues and then help you get motivated to get to where I need you to get to anyway. So one of my biggest losses, I would say, is putting time into the wrong people. But I'm gonna tell you something that I got from that. I'm gonna tell you something I got from that, and I talk to some of the people that I coach and some of the people that we work with at this point. I tell them you must do that because you need the resistance. See, if I
Right.
didn't get that resistance as I'm pushing them weights, like you pushing them weights, when you get on them weights and you doing bench press and you want to do 145, 225, or whatever person doing big like yourself, you probably hitting about 350, you know. No, but I'm just
Right.
saying, you pushing that weight, you need some resistance, right? You need some resistance. And so the mental resistance of them people around me that I looked to help out that was shunning me in certain ways. Some of those people that I thought was going to be there and they showed up not to be there, right? So those are the
Right.
mental resistance that I needed to stretch my mind so that I could push past them. So that's how I look at that. That's why I talk about the losses, because see, in the losses, you learn lessons. You learn lessons that actually are better and get you to where your finances are getting greater. Like a lot of the things that I've learned is through the losses that I got to make me more money, right? That's why I tell people my losses cost, right? My lessons cost. You know what I mean? They cost because the lessons that I'm getting, they expensive because they are losses.
You're
Like
right.
I could talk about losses at the losses at the losses at the losses. I could talk about mismanagement. I could talk about that for real, right? I could definitely tell you all the good stuff that's going on, how we can got building people, and I got people coming and showing up. I paid them at the end of the day. I got 20 contracts coming in. I could tell you how that happened too, but I like to talk about them losses, them lessons that I learned, because those are what's gonna get people to the next level. That's just what I believe, right? And so, man, I appreciate you coming on, Mike. If you had one, how people find you, what do you plan on doing in the future? What you have going for yourself? And yeah, let's see what you got going.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, one of the things that I've recently launched, I currently offer one-on-one mentoring and consulting services. So I had my first student sign up about a month ago, and this is something that I'm trying to build up. I want to help other cleaning business owners because I can see the vision. I can trust me, it can be done. You can be successful, and I want to share this knowledge with those that are looking to grow. So I'll put my link in the chat. That's definitely some that I'm looking to grow and be on in the future. And hey, you can follow me on Instagram, Wilkins Refresh Cleaning Service. Follow me on Facebook, Wilkins Refresh Cleaning Service LLC. I love tapping in. I love talking to other business owners. So feel free to contact me.
All right, all right, all right. So you are stepping into the coaching and consulting era. All right, that's where you want to go with your. I believe, I truly believe in. Again, I have values that go through each thing that I do, and one of my values is freedom, family, finances, and fatherhood. Freedom, you free in your mind, and then you mess with your family. You go to your family next, and then you have finances. Finances are always in it, but family come before finances because if grandmama or mama's sick,
Right.
I got to go talk to mama, right? So freedom, free in the
Right.
dome, free in your mind, family, finances, and fatherhood. Now, fatherhood is not being your father to your children. Fatherhood to me is giving them back to the community. So when I
Right.
do my lives, when I do my coaching, when I do apprenticeship, when I do all the things that I do to people in my city, right? That right there is my fatherhood moment. That's me giving back of what I done got, right? And so I definitely agree with the giving back. And you're very, very poised in your business, and you know how to hire good people. You have experience in that. And what I'm learning from you today is that experience is what people. I know you said you don't hire an experience, but I understand the principle of why you say you don't have to hire on experience, because being experienced can actually hinder the growth of the company because they know what they think they know and you do things
Right.
different. I definitely got that. But also, your experience is what makes you a better leader in certain areas of your life. Like what
Right.
you have, I don't have. Like you're better than me in this, right? And I don't have a problem with telling people they're better than me because I'm a winner and I like to show
Right.
other people how they winning as well, right? And so for me, I know for a fact that the way you hiring is a bad. You take way more thorough. You take more time in the hiring. You get quality workers, and I know that's something that I am not doing, and I'm learning something today. So I know that for a fact. And if I know I've been in business longer than you, right? But I can learn something from you. I know other people can too. That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
I appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your jewels with me. Hey, y'all follow him, find out where he is, man. I mean, if you need any assistance, man, let me know.
Okay.
We definitely can help you out as far as getting your online products together, getting your because you want to get your email marketing. I mean your lead magnets together, right?
You're right.
For your coaching and stuff right there. So you might need some assistance to get that done. We can definitely help you with that as far as getting all that together to kind of cope what you're doing. All right.
Yeah.
If you're not that far yet, definitely. As you said, you had VAs once before, and I'm definitely one of the components of getting them for you for what you're doing. I do multiple things at one time. I'm coaching. I have leadership courses coming out. I have a lot of things that I'm working on. And because I have a team behind me, right?
Right.
And one of the things I would show people, and I tell people all the time, is that sometimes people build the boots on the ground. We so focused on building the boots on the ground team because we're in the cleaning business, right? I built my company twice the same way. And the second time I realized it was a different way of building it. Right. The first time I was the boots on the ground guy. I'm trying to put people in the building. I'm hiring people. I'm trying to get people going. I left the franchise and then I built my company again independently. And then I got it back up to $250,000. I did it 2 times, but I did it the same way. But only this time I didn't have the marketing. So I had to start to deal with my VAs, my admin, my bookkeepers, and all my virtual assistants. Right now, what I did was I ended up building people in the front and people in the back. So when I start to build the company up, now I'm hovering over 2 people now, and I'm just managing 2 systems. Now, it's not as easy as I say it is, but that's exactly what's happening. And so now I realize that my meetings for my operation team happens without me. Like my meetings with my operate and all of that is happening because of the systems that I created. Now you just talked about the hiring funnel. Now I'm about to put that system in place tomorrow, not tonight. Do it tomorrow because I got some work to put out tonight. But I'm gonna put it on my task. And then what I do is I set it in my Notion. If you don't know what Notion is, man, you should get with Notion. Notion is a great task manager. It's a little learning curve. If you need some help, I'll show you. But when you want to start organizing your life, when you want to start doing multiple things, you want to have something like Asana, Trello, Notion, one of those things that's actually helping you organize things. I don't know if you know about those softwares. Are you familiar with any of those?
I've never heard of those.
Okay, so now I see that you're stepping into something else, man. I'm just dropping a couple of little seeds. Okay, look up Asana, look up a free Asana. Now, another thing I want to ask you: do you use any software in your company today?
No.
What?
I don't.
Oh
I need to, but I don't. Oh,
no,
software. Wait a minute. Let me just.
You're about to. No, we not need. We're about to. We're about to change that today on live.
Right. Actually, I do
Okay.
use a survey that I send out to my clients. I use PageSmack. I use that for surveys. I use PageSmack. That's something I don't know if y'all heard of. I also use that for inspecting behind my team.
So are you?
But not a CRM.
So are you in Clean Biz Network, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
You just not using. Okay, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. What you're doing and how you're doing with your stuff, a lot of that stuff that you're doing can be automated. They got great support inside of there to help you out. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna even do what I do. I ain't gonna even do for me. I'm just pushing things over there because I know where you at, man. And I'm just telling you, dude. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Get up on it. Get up on another level. You're doing amazing in your company. You're doing, but software is going to take you to a whole nother level. Especially what you're talking about that you want to do whatever you're going into next, right? But you said next. I asked that question for a reason, because so I can see how to assist you along the way. But I would definitely want to tell you, man, look, tap into the tools that you have in front of you and learn those tools. Again, I know you're doing a lot already, but where you going in your future, everything you need is around you today. Tap into the tools you got. All right.
Right. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Now, if I have any questions, I'll reach out to you.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Malcolm Wilkins, Refresh Cleaning Services. I appreciate y'all stepping in. And man, wish you ain't doing enough. I'm out of here. Peace.
Okay. Take care.
All right.